Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Danielle, #𝇳𝓹𓋹𓓶𝓴 at 𝑓𝑑𝑠𝑎𝑛𝑙𝑖ghtenedits.designs.com, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a quantum energy healing technique for those mornings when you are overly stressed out, when you are anxious, especially if this is a pattern for you, if you've been going through an overly anxious or depressive period in your life. This is a technique I would love for you to try. So if you're new here, welcome. I am a quantum energy reader, teacher, healer, and artist, and this is a technique that my guides downloaded to me when I was going through CPTSD recovery, and it's something that really I found helpful because of the implications that it has on our physical nervous system, but also the reset that it can give to our spirit and our brainwave patterns. So we're going to get into some of that and the geeky stuff in a few minutes, but I want to first introduce you to the technique and demonstrate it for you a little bit, especially if this is your morning. Welcome, and thank you for spending your morning or any time of the day with me. What I want you to do is I want you to grab your pillow or an extra pillow or a rolled up blanket or a towel. Now for the demonstration, I am going to be using my Lyran in the Sky with Diamonds velveteen blanket. You do not have to purchase my product in order to do this. This is something, an energy art that I created and have on my website. But again, you can do this with any pillow or blanket or towel that you may have. I personally like using this because this is velveteen, so there's a little bit of an extra somatic response in terms of having something soft to run our fingers against. So bear that in mind when you are choosing something. If it's something that has a texture that's pleasing to you, that's even more helpful. But it's anything that has a little bit of heft to it. Some people have weighted blankets. I wouldn't suggest doing this with a weighted blanket, although it's a little bit of the same science and premise. You need something soft and sort of fluffy as well. So you're going to grab that. If your alarm has already gone off, I want you to reset it. I want you to give yourself at least 5 to 15 minutes, and I want you to be cognizant and considerate of choosing a different sound that is not the shocking sound that you are used to. If you can reset it to something more pleasing, if it's a device that allows you to set it to music or meditation type music, even better. Something that once this period of reset is over for you, that alarm goes off as a signal, as an invitation, as something gentle, not as a jolt or a shock or a trauma obligation to start the day. So I know that you may have obligations for the day and time, things that you have to do, but please, if you can, give yourself these 5 to 15 minutes for this reset. I promise you it will be more healthy for you than just jumping in and getting caught up in that shock and stress chemical pattern. So what you want to do is, after you've reset your alarm, I want you to get into a fetal position, which is laying on your side and having your arms sort of curled up and your legs curled up in a bent position if you can. If you need to place something between your legs for comfort or health, please feel free to do that as well. And I do suggest putting your blanket back over you because we're wanting to tap you back into a feeling of safety and warmth and womb orientation. So what we're going to be doing with this soft rolled up object is we're going to be placing it, and I'm going to demonstrate, we're going to be placing it over your forehead and eyes because we want the light to be blocked out, and we want to be placing slight pressure on your forehead, not a lot, not heavy duty. And remember, you're laying down, so you're not going to have to worry about the weight of your object, but you're going to press it in, and I'm going to show you right now. Take my glasses off to do that. I want you to go in this position here. So you see it's over your eyes, and I want you to make sure that your other hand, wherever you're holding it, is pressing towards the center of your forehead. Just slightly, just so that you can notice the feeling there. And I'm going to pop my glasses back on because I can't see you otherwise. And what that is going to be illustrating and demonstrating is your eyes are going to be closed to the extra stimulation of light, and that pressure on the forehead my guides downloaded to me is simulating the uterus or the womb enclosing us and having that safe pressure aspect there. And having those things combined with being in a safe, warm, fetal position with a blanket over us if you're comfortable. If you're having hot flashes or something, you don't need the blanket. But being in that safe and warm position with the slight pressure that you are controlling, you're not hurting yourself here, can tap us back into that innate infant response, right? That 0 point frequency, if you will. And it can help signal to us that we are safe, that we're not forcing ourselves into our day, and tap us back into that mode before we had all that programming of stress hormones and chemicals and obligations upon us. Now, during that time, you're going to lay there for the 5 to 15 minutes or longer if you can and feel that you need to. What I want you to do during that time, and why a soft object is helpful, is to run your fingers across the soft object as it's in position and focus on the weight of your body, where it's landing in the bed. Focus on what you're feeling in your body. If you're feeling an anxious feeling or emotion or thought, let it go. I want you to stop thinking about your thoughts, stop thinking about your day, stop thinking about yesterday, and just bring the attention and focus back to your body, what your body needs, how you can regulate your heart rate or your breathing. You do not have to focus on your breathing if that is too stressful for you. I'm not that meditation teacher that's going to force you to focus on your breath. I know that for overthinkers, sometimes that can be more harmful than helpful. So you don't need to do that if it's not going to be helpful. During this period, if you find it more stressful for you to lay there and just try to do nothing, and it's okay if you do fall asleep, but if it's difficult for you to lay there and just focus on your body sensations, what you can do is you can employ some extra techniques. You can play meditation music or frequency music. A lot of devices have that now. There are apps, there are free things on YouTube. What I also suggest, if you're having a rough time or if you've been through a lot of stress, your brainwave state is probably very used to and perhaps addicted to being in a state of beta brainwaves, which are productive but not really nourishing. So alpha brainwaves, I have found, are the better state to train yourself in to be less anxious and more in control of yourself and your nervous system. So you can find an app that will play brainwaves or frequency music or YouTube music that will play alpha brainwaves, and you can play those to help regulate your brainwave patterns and frequency as you are doing this reset. You can also play alpha brainwaves as you sleep or throughout stressful moments of the day to bring you back to center. Another thing you can do is, if you're having a very difficult time with just relaxing sounds, relaxing music, or on your own position, something that I have personally employed during very stressful moments in my life is I will also use this time to play something like audiobooks or a podcast. I don't want it to be something that you're tempted to look at. So playing a video or TV show or movie or something probably won't be helpful. However, having something that your nervous system already knows it's safe listening to is really key. It's also why so many of us who've been through a lot of stress or a lot of trauma find it comforting to re-watch the same things over and over again, because your nervous system already knows it's safe with that. So if you are finding that you need to play something while you're resetting in this position, please be mindful to choose something that your nervous system already knows it's safe in. Don't listen to a new podcast. Don't listen to something where someone's voice doesn't agree with you, or to something where the information will be overwhelming. I've only employed this technique when I find that my thoughts are coming too fast, or they're too much in the territory of negative thought form or imposed thought, and I wanted to make sure that I was listening to something outside of that. And so during that time, I've done so with comforting audiobooks or things that I already knew were safe. And so that's another tool that you can try and use in those situations. And even if you do that, try to shut that off and have a few minutes without it. Test yourself to comfort level. We're always going to be going a little bit outside of your comfort zone here, because your comfort zone has been a space where your nervous system is dysregulated. So don't push yourself too much, but don't leave it where you need it to be completely comfortable for you. It's a new thing, so new things very rarely are immediately comfortable. So just know that going in, and give yourself as much time as you can by setting the alarm earlier if you can, again with peaceful, gentle sounds, or scheduling things as you can for later in the morning or later in the day, especially the more stressful things. Give yourself as much time as you can before those things, so that you're not programming your day with the intention of that stressful thing. Something that you can also do is something that in manifesting is known as thinking in the wish fulfilled. So if you have a really stressful day ahead, or if you've been carrying something forward like an illness or a difficult situation or a grieving period, and you just rarely look forward to your days, or you look to your days with more dread than looking forward positively, lay in this position and think about what it would feel like when you can get back in bed at the end of the day and you can be at peace. What would it feel like to get back in bed at peace, knowing those things are solved or taken care of or healed or whatever? Give yourself a few minutes to think about that in the wish fulfilled, as they say in the manifesting community. And what would that feel like? Because if we can promise ourselves an intention that eventually we'll have a moment like that, eventually whatever the struggles that we're facing that day will be solved, will be healed, and we can look forward to a restful and replenishing space again in the same position that we are now. It will help our body to relax, and it will help our soul to move forward, knowing that whatever comes in between the moment we're having now and that end of the day moment that we're projecting or looking forward to, we can handle it better. And so I want you to try those techniques. Try them and let me know in the comments how they feel for you, what works for you, what doesn't. Give other people tips. If you find a video or a piece of music that really helps you, let other people know in the comments, and let's help each other out, because the less we can go into our days with that stress and anxiety projection, the more actually productive we can be, because we'll be in positive creation and positive receive mode rather than stressed out victim hypervigilance mode of what the world is going to do to us today. And not that there's anything wrong with being in that place, because it's gotten you here and it's helped you to survive up to this point. But it's not a great place to be in, is it? It feels really stressful. I've been there many, many times. And until I started committing to these type of techniques and doing the deep healing work that not only resets the nervous system, but helps unravel us from those mind and body and spirit patterns and quantum entanglements, until I really committed to that and also found the proper support systems and gave myself the proper time and space, things were much more difficult. And so if I can help make yours or someone's day a little less difficult by a technique like this, whether we ever work together beyond that or not, or whether you ever view something else of mine again, I'm really appreciative of that, because I really look forward to whatever you can do or receive for yourself in that space of self-care and positivity. So thank you for trying this out and committing to yourself in that fashion. Something else that you may want to consider doing is, on the days when you can, beyond this technique and beyond trying to get into your day as gently as possible, set a better practice with, before you jump on your phone, have some energy boundaries or borders, because jumping on the phone, remember, those things have been designed to give you dopamine hits and to reward stress hormones and chemicals as well. So make sure you're in as settled of a place as possible before you're inviting others into your world, or before you're jumping in to provide for or answer to others. Another thing you could do is possibly set up some time after this type of technique to do a stream of consciousness journaling, or a meditation, or a manifestation in terms of another type of intention that you have for the day. And keep it simple. Keep it towards a feeling that you'd like to have, rather than a thing that you'd like to have or manifest. Because when we can get comfortable with manifesting a feeling, then we could leave space for the universe to positively surprise us with how that feeling will show up. And then we can develop a healthier relationship with positive anticipation, rather than negative anticipation or hypervigilance, which so often is what breeds or is the source of our anxiety. If that's speaking to you, you may want to check out another video that I have, a chat and channel session about your secret relationship with the universe and how you can develop a better relationship in expecting more positive things. So I will leave that linked in the video description or comment section. You can check that out. I am very thankful that you were here, and if this resonated, I would love for you to like and share and subscribe. You can bookmark this and come back to it again whenever you feel the need. You can ask me questions in the comment section if you would like, and if you feel drawn and called to work with me, you can find links in the description for that as well, for my website 𝑓𝇳𝓹𝓋𝓴.com, where you will not only find energetic artwork and enlightenment merch products such as these, but you will also find quantum and Akashic records, reading sessions with me, energy art, and so much more. If you are really committed to energy healing and resetting your patterns and your nervous system, disclaimer, I am not a doctor or a licensed medical healthcare professional. However, I am very studied and learned in these techniques personally and with clients in a quantum and shamanic practice and protocol. And I would love for you to check out the Contact Me for Consult link in the description or comment section, where we can set up a time to see if we are a good fit for building you your own quantum energy healing or consciousness life and consciousness coaching package to help you through whatever you are going through and help you reset or manifest or whatever you may be needing at this time. If you have found this video helpful and you are called and drawn and able, absolutely no pressure. But if you are able, I also accept energy exchange and appreciation donations of all amounts through the links in the description or paypal.me/𝑓𝑑𝑠_edits. Through that link, you can send any amount that you are able and called to, and that will go towards helping support my public and free works such as this and upkeep my channels, etc. But again, no pressure to do that. It's just open for anyone who's able to do so. I so appreciate you being here and look forward to this having positive results for you. I would love to hear about them if you would like to share. Thank you for being here. Thank you for facing your day, whatever that holds for you. I hope, pray, and intend it holds something positive for you, and that this nervous system reset helps you to approach your day in fuller power, which is already innate to you and your soul. With that, I'm going to close out this session. Be blessed with love, light, and light codes. Love, Danielle, #damsel at 𝑑𝑠_______ of damseldesigns.com. Bye for now. Have a wonderful day.